All right. I do believe we are now live. Excellent, excellent. I need to look at this thing. This thing here. Okay. Yep, we are good. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Let's Build a $1 million business, a business that is going to help us, not help us, or that is going to generate $1 million of revenue every single year, or at least for 1 year. And then we could call it a success. And yeah, happy Thursday. Today's Thursday. One more day till Friday, and then another more day to the weekend. But of course, we still keep working on the weekends because that's just what we do, because we enjoy it and we like to try to figure things out and solve some problems. And today we do have a problem. I mean, we had lots of problems. And so for the past couple of days, I've been thinking about marketing and what to do for marketing. And as you might notice by the title of this video, I'm still not clear on the market and the target market and who we're going to be trying to cover. And somebody that I've been listening to a lot for the past couple of days is Pat Flynn. Because he's a very inspiring guy. He's done some really amazing things through his companies that he started, I think way back in, I think he was an architect, and then in 2008 he got laid off like a lot of people, and then he kind of had to go off and do his own thing. And the world has been better for it, that's for sure. But he always says, riches in the niches. I think deliberately mispronounces niche, but that's okay. The thing that's very, like, I agree with this. And Gavin, you sent me something yesterday, the other day, of somebody, I can't remember his name now. But he did like 7 things for like successful businesses or what have you. And the first thing was like niche down, right? And then really, really, because when you niche down, you really understand your audience. And I've done this on a few other videos, kind of talking about these things. But I think what the beauty of what I'm doing here, with constantly doing these on a day-to-day basis, is it takes more than one day to, like, I think anyways, to just think of something and like have everything nailed down perfectly. So I think it's really an iterative process, and maybe by thinking and doing things and whatever, I could kind of figure out that I'm not quite there yet. And I don't think I'm quite there yet when it comes to nailing down what the niche is and who exactly it is that I want to serve and that I'm trying to reach out to. So yeah, so let's just, I don't have anything super scheduled. Like, let's just talk about this. Let's just kind of dive in. So here's the website as it is right now. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So the idea, I remember that episode where I was talking about finding like your niche and kind of almost finding your why, the Ikigai or something like that. I totally can't remember how to pronounce it, but I was finding those 4 things that, what were the 4 things? I don't know. It's like something you're good at, and like something that contributes to society, something that can make you money, and something that you enjoy doing. Whatever. There's just like 4 different themes. I should know this. I can't believe I forgot it. I have to refresh my memory. But anyways, those 4 things, and then at the center where they all interact is like your like reason for living, and what you need to get out of bed in the morning. And I think one of the hardest things that I've had to try to figure out is that building websites, again, it's not my most favorite thing in the world to do, right? So I was trying to encompass it in a way that I could build websites, but it's not the focus of what it is that I do. And I came to the conclusion that like building like membership type websites is like, if I had to incorporate building websites into what it is that I can do for a living, that would be it. It would be helping people be able to put out their knowledge out there into the world for other people to be able to enjoy and learn from. And then of course for them to be able to make a living doing that. So that really resonated to me and it spoke to me. But then we started developing Bookmarked. And then from there, we realized that the technology stack that we're very, very comfortable with wasn't quite there to the point that it'll enable us to do exactly what we want for our customers. So we kind of just said, okay, well, let's just pivot Pixel a little bit slightly to just being more of a generic like media company, design firm, agency that, as it says right here, we build brands that bring you closer to your customers. So, and again, so like that statement there, we build brands that bring you closer to your customers. Again, so who is that speaking to? I mean, every business has customers, right? And every business has a brand, whether it's fully defined or not, it just does. I mean, brand is something, I mean, you could help to try to cultivate, but your brand is really what your consumers and what the world and society thinks of your company, right? That's your brand. So what you do constantly, every single thing that you do within your business is a piece of your brand, right? And that establishes your brand, you know? So that being said, we build brands that bring you closer to your customers. It's a grand statement. And we certainly can help with that. I mean, that's what my career and my knowledge has been doing is building, at least focusing on the website components of it and how to structure your, your information, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it still feels nebulous. It still feels nebulous to me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's okay. How we work. That's always going to be how we work. Well, not always, but that's kind of the design principle. Yeah, I like that. What could you accomplish? So, So let's get back into here for a second. So as we were going with these documents, we worked on this yesterday and 2 days ago. Ideas of what we can do for branding, right? Or sorry, for marketing, I should say. These are all the different activities, right? We can make courses, we can make long form video content, long form, short form. We can write, we can podcast, we can go on Twitter, we can do direct communication, see what's going around in the local area, do some teaching locally as well, in person. We can reach out to other potential companies that we can partner with, where we might have skills and services that their customers can use and vice versa. So we can refer customers back and forth. And then the other one is building resources for people, which is still a good thing. So I think I said for sure, build resources and direct communication with people and then create video content. So that's easy enough to do. But the question is who the hell am I doing that for? And then we have the personal brand here. Video content live stream. That's this live stream right here. Long form content. I could get into doing my weekly progress videos. That sounds good to me. Starting podcasting, talking to local entrepreneurs or business owners about their ups and downs in the whole starting a business swing. I guess we can talk to successful business owners. We can talk to business owners that are just getting started. But I think the niche or the idea here is about people, like I said here, people looking to start or grow like a small business. It's a hard niche. So there might need to be some more thinking about that because, like you look at Pat Flynn, that's his market, right? It's the same, there's so many people that are like, here's how to build a company. But again, I guess there's a difference in that I'm not teaching anybody how to do anything. It's just documenting my journey, right? So does that mean it's more of an entertainment purpose kind of thing? I don't know. And then kind of surrounding everything in a membership website. So I think what I want to do is let's forget about the personal brand right now, because that I do find it still fairly easy. There's no ideas of making money off of that or anything like that. It's just, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm just putting my stuff out there. And if it's interesting to you, then great. Welcome aboard, and happy to, discuss things with you and talk about business, talk about whatever, talk about life. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just, hey, this is what I'm interested in. So that's kind of cool. So I'm all over the place. So I'm not too worried about that one, but it's really the business aspect of really making sure that we can narrow the focus. So I think let's maximize this, and let's try to see if we can come up with like our niche. So we did talk about, like, okay, I'm going to put this in. What would you like to do in an ideal world? Question mark. And I think we already answered this question. Is help people build their online communities and give them the ability to create, I don't know, I guess give them the ability to make a living by helping others. By helping others and doing I guess you can say it like this, doing what they love. You could say it in a way, just like living with purpose. If their purpose is to help other people achieve a specific goal based on whatever it is kind of community that they're building. So that's a total ideal world for me. So what would I need? Let's see. I need to do to be able to achieve this. Okay. I think there are two aspects, like key aspects of this goal. So the first aspect is the technological, I could just say technology. People need to, I could just say, people need to know how to create their own online platforms. And I can provide that skill, knowledge, and expertise. Right? So that's the first thing that someone needs to know. And so I have this. And the second part is, I will say, what can we say about this? I guess this could be the what would be the word? I guess you can say the community building. So people need to learn how they can grow their community and understand what works and what doesn't work. And this, of course, I don't have. And then how can I get that? Well, I could, like, I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, I understand marketing principles and components, and I'm going to be doing stuff here, to try to build a business and community and whatever, and understand certain marketing principles. So I understand that, and I've done that for, kind of throughout my career. But, I definitely don't want to be disingenuous and be like, hey, I know exactly what it is that you need to do in order to build a community because, because X, Y, Z. Like, I don't have that, right? So if I ever built a community, if I build a membership website to get me to $1 million, I'll be like, here, or $1 million, 1 million people. I'm like, hey, here's how you build a membership website to get to 1 million people. This is what worked for me, and it could probably work for you, right? And you understand that, and you can share that, and you can teach people through the lessons that you've learned. But because I don't have that, that is completely missing. So, and again, I don't want to, I'm never going to be the type of person that's going to be like, yeah, come to Pixel because we know exactly what it is you need to do in order to launch a successful a community. Like, I could tell you from the technological standpoint of what it takes to be able to launch something that can scale, whatever, that can handle the traffic, blah, 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 all the tech details. We can work that out, no problem, every single time, right? Or if I can't, then I'll point you to the direction of somebody who can, especially if you want to build something huge. But yeah, that whole community aspect of it, I think it would tie in really nicely, as like a service that you can do. So then the question becomes, like, is this something that I want to move forward with, right? Do I want to really work towards this goal for this company? I guess my question is that what I'm really trying to think of is, what do I need to work on right now that is going to help me make or build a company that's at least going to get me to the first stage of what I need? And that's something where I can have consistent recurring revenue of whatever it needs to be in order for me to live a comfortable life, right? To pay the bills. So, between $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Am I going to get that like right now or tomorrow by building online communities for people? Probably not. So how do I reconcile that problem I'm having? Or am I overthinking things? I could very easily be overthinking things way too much here. But yeah. Because if I start trying to do this now, and I talked about this yesterday in terms of timelines. I budget for I don't know exactly how much, but 9 months. If we had no income coming in whatsoever, we'd still be okay. But I want to work towards something, and I need to make sure that I'm working towards the right thing. Because if that's going to be the niche and the target market, then I need to make sure that I target my marketing efforts to those people, to people that are trying to build a community, which means I would have to rechange my messaging. But again, there's a problem. If someone says, hey, I want to build this community, and then I'd be like, okay, great. But I don't have the tools quite yet in order to be able to help them with that, because the tools that are available right now, I'm not sold on them. I don't think they're mature enough. Which means I would have to build something custom on my own. Which I don't have the resources right now to be able to do that. So if that's the case, then how can I use my skills in order to build Pixel into something that will allow me to be able to take in some money? Maybe I'm not doing the most fulfilling work in the world, but it'll allow me to even work on my personal brand as well. And then over time, take Pixel and then pivot into the community building thing that I know it can be. By working on things on the side, maybe building my own community on the side, using my own tools, building my own software possibly. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's say for example, what if you need to have Pixel make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible? Who would you try to market to? So let's just start thinking about different types of audiences. There could be just startups, very, very simple. That's a specific niche. You have a new idea, fantastic. Let's help you get that idea off the ground, right? Very easy. So there's startups. It's hard to say. Established small businesses, right? So these would be like your local coffee shops, or just like almost like basically like local businesses that have been around for a few years, might not necessarily have an online presence or have like a good online presence. Like they might have thrown up a website that their nephew or something made for them, right? Established small businesses, but just still really small. Like think of like a family business. And there could be instead of startups, we could look at solo entrepreneurs. And we'd be looking at just people that have a skill and want to try to turn that into a business. So you can think of somebody that installs windows, or that's does carpentry, or they might help people fix their computers, or they just might offer a specific type of service, right? So think of people, they have low amounts of money, basically like no capital, like bootstrappers. Let's just bootstrapping. So how many people are those? Like, I don't know. How many people are? Like, what is the potential pool of customers? I don't know. So who else could we have? We could have professionals. Think lawyers, accountants, doctors, chiropractors. I'm spelling that right. So people that offer professional services, right? Oftentimes they're in the same vein as a solo entrepreneur, except for, generally they'll have more money if they're running a business, they're leasing out space or renting out space or what have you. So that could be a market. What other markets are there? I know there could be like ChatGPT and searches and stuff I want to use. I just want to think in my head first before I start looking online. Just to see if there's anything that I can think of that might spur my interest. Because this, to be honest, this is a little bit, maybe I could say like a newer way of thinking, or a different way. Like I've always been the person that's like, I have an idea and I got like a million ideas a day. And it's like, this might be a good idea. This might be a good idea. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then it's like, you just build something and then you kind of try to find people to use that product or service after it's been built. Right. So, which I don't think that's a bad way to go, especially if you're trying to solve your own problem. I think that's a little different. Like for DataShift, for example, that was like, no, we have a specific problem internally. We need to build this. And then there just happens to be a lot of other people have that problem as well. Which is another point too of thinking, should I go back to DataShift? That's another point of discussion. Anyways, what if we need to have Pixel, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what was I thinking about? Oh yeah, different way of thinking. So yeah, I've always had an idea, trying to solve a problem, a personal problem, and then just go ahead and build it and then try to get a solution. And then try to, who wants to buy this? Who else is interested? But so now I'm really trying to focus on, let me identify a group of people and see what kind of problems this group of people does have and see if I could build a solution that'll help solve that problem. Right? So that's what I'm trying to do and trying to think of things in that aspect. I mean, I know the end goal is still like somehow building a website for them or what have you, but what are this specific type of person, like what kind of problems are they having? And then I could figure out how to message that, hey, we build websites. It's like, hey, we build or we solve insert problem this group of people is having here, right? You know, if it happens to be like, hey, are you a person that has carpentry skills and you want to figure out how to make a website so you can get more customers or that you can post your carpentry skills online? Well, here's carpentrywebsite.com or whatever, right? It's like super, super specific to that type of person. Then it's like pretty easy. It's like easier to figure out how to target that person, right? And how to write your copy to resonate with that person's problem, you know? Okay, so where are we? We're still... we're still looking at, right, trying to market to. And these things too are still pretty vague as well. Professionals. You could talk about like mid-sized business. I don't think right now I want to work with a large size business. Yeah, because even then I can't even really say, like, I can't think of specifically other than, hey, they have inefficient processes on their website, right? That we can help work to make that better or to build a better website, whatever. But I can't, I'm trying to think of what the avatar for a person that's inside a mid-sized established business, what their problem and their pain point is. Right. So who are the groups that I understand really well? I mean, I understand solo entrepreneurs really well because that's me. Right. And I think like I'm the same way in terms of like I need to do things on a budget, on cost. Like I understand obviously as someone that designs and develops websites that it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and it can cost a lot of money. And should cost a lot of money, especially depending on the value that person's going to be getting from a website that functions really, really well, right? Especially if it's, I mean, the point of it is to be a marketing funnel. And if it's something where you can funnel more people into your sales pipeline, then that's worth its weight in gold. But if you're just starting out, you just don't have money. You just want to get a website out there. And I think you have two options. Well, how many options do you have as a solo entrepreneur? You can have the option of sucking it up and paying somebody, and you're generally just going to probably try to get the cheapest price you possibly can. Or you can figure out how to do it yourself. You know, you'll just start YouTubing or what have you, and saying like, how do I build a WordPress website or whatever the case may be, and try to do it for free or as cheaply as possible. You know, you get cheap hosting. You know, you buy your domain, you buy a template, maybe spend some hours trying to customize it to your liking. But then kind of away you go, and you just kind of have it as that, which is good, right? But is there a way to be able to have somebody in their corner to give them that professional website experience without really breaking the bank, I guess you can say, right? Like, is there a way to give somebody a $10,000 website without having them pay a $10,000 website? Because that demographic, I mean, there's a lot of them, right? I mean, so many people are starting to want to start a business. My goodness. So it brings me back to what I was thinking about before, of having like a website as a subscription service as opposed to a one-time fee. But it's also not only a website, but it's having like a tech team on your side, almost, right? Like you hire someone to be like, you can't, like if you can't hire a technical person, right? Because you're a solo entrepreneur, you don't have the money, right? You're just starting out. But what if you can hire somebody that can manage all your web activities for you and just charge a flat fee for that, like per month or whatever, or like maybe they just have different packages. So I remember one thing I heard Alex Hormozi say at one point, and he talks about, I think these would be more like, they would be bigger organizations, but he talked about what businesses really care about so much isn't so much about how much something costs, but really what the cash flow situation is. So what it takes in their line items. So for example, if something costs $10,000, that might be too much. But if it's, you know, $250 a month, that's a lot more, that's easier to stomach, even though it might cost more. That's maybe the bad example, but say it costs, you know, something costs $2,000. Oh, okay. Instead of it being $2,000, then it's $200 a month, you know, so after the end of a year, it's going to be even more than the $2,000, but it's like, it's a consistent amount that they know how much is going to come out every single month. And then, I don't know. I guess the point is just, you know, it's about cash flow, managing cash flow. So if a company really cares about the bottom line in terms of how much cash is coming in and out every single month, then having $200 come out is a lot better than having $10,000 come out, right? So can we use that concept to somehow, a solo entrepreneur doesn't have $10,000 to pay for a website, or maybe even $5,000, but can we formulate our services in a way that we can do the same amount of work but still come out like ahead in terms of what the lifetime value of that customer would be, right? Because that's, at the end of the day, that's what's most important. what is the lifetime value of a customer? How much are you going to get from them? Like, again, I don't want to sound callous here, talking about customers, just extracting from them. So that's not my my goals or my intention, because obviously you want to provide incredible value and service to them, right? So set that aside. The idea is, how much can you get from a customer through the lifetime, for as long as that person is your customer, right? If you do one website for them and it's $10,000, great. But if you retain them as a customer for 3 years, 4 years, and they're paying you $300 a month. Let me just open up a calculator here. $300 times 36 months. Well, okay, well, look at that. That's a little over $10,000. But say it was even more than that, right? So say if you're charging $500-$600 a month, or there's other services that you can have on as add-on plans to that, right? Then you're having, you're making more per customer. So then it's just a better deal, right? So So if you're charging a customer $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year. So, and if your average lifetime client stays on for 3 years, that's $18,000, right? So helping them manage and maintain a website. Again, I have to figure out exactly what the numbers are going to be. But if they can't pay $10,000, but maybe they can pay $1,000 a month or $500 a month or whatever the case may be, then you can grow with them, right? You can as they grow and develop and they move along their journey. I don't know. It's I don't know. Okay, so let me start brainstorming some things here. So what am we thinking here? So in terms of the niche would be targeting. This is the thing that makes the most sense to me here in terms of these markets. But let me let's see if we can do a search and just. Oh, sorry, I am not showing you guys what I'm looking at here. I don't usually use Google, but let's give it a try. Okay. What do I want to think about? Oops. So, well, maybe let's go to the chat. I like that better than Google, I think. Oh my goodness, verifying that I'm human. Interesting. Are AIs using AI now? Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you please list off niches that are good for web design companies? See, even for me, these aren't like I'd like to get even like nichier, if that makes sense. Entrepreneurs. I can never spell that right. About that niche. Yeah. See, I'm not here to show people how to start a business, run a successful business. That's not what it's about. It's just about building something to help them launch and start their business, right? I mean, I guess we could gather up resources in terms of how to. Anyway, this is marketing stuff. I don't want to worry about. I don't want to think or talk about marketing right now. Facing is generally money to spend on thus making it hard to establish a yeah. I wonder if it has any. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is that how you spell preneur? New solo, or maybe I'll just say entrepreneur. So that's just starting out their journey. Okay. Well, and I'll just say, I mean, well, that's the niche idea. Okay, so then the service is building websites. But there'll be multiple, like I said, there's I could say building and maintaining their technology. And that could be website, social media, yeah, I mean, I could say that, like they're like communications. And when I say like that, that's like their newsletter list, right? Things like that. Let's list out a few things here, potentially. Okay, so building and maintaining technology. All right, so that's, well, let's just say, okay, building and maintaining website. So we do the initial build. And then like content maintenance and update. Right. And it's like I'm thinking in my head of like, oh, then you could offer this and this is like all these add-on things. And should I even worry about that right now? I feel like, like I always said, figure out how to do one thing really, really well and just stick with that. So we're just going to say, this is what we do. We build and maintain your websites. Right? So the idea is, you worry about your business. We worry about your, I don't know, website. That's horrible, but that would be the like almost like the value proposition. I just thought of something. I don't know if this would make any sense. So you can just have it as the cost. Just whatever. Throwing a number out there. It costs $500, but what if everyone who joined would get like website services, but what if they could come together as a group of entrepreneurs and talk with each other, whatever, something like that. Like just think about it. Like if you have a group of people that are entrepreneurs and they're wanting to start something, wouldn't it be great if they can get together and be like, hey, let's figure out how to do business together? But maybe that's something that you build off to the side of like, hey, here's people, they just want a website, whatever, leave me alone. But it's like, hey, what about if you wanted to join this other community? That might be an idea, but that would be down the road. So what's a good fee? I mean, so here's the thing. If I was to charge, like, it's tough to say like what somebody would be willing to spend on a recurring, basically a subscription service for websites. So like, okay, yeah, we're talking about a subscription website service here. So what would that be worth to somebody? I think maybe you can sell it as a way of like get a professional website. I won't say like without the cost, but of course you're gonna have the cost. Yeah, I think the idea would be it's only subscription, it's month to month, and at any time you can just get out. And then not only is it just it's not just about designing the website, it's also about maintaining it, right? Having somebody that you can always call or whatever, get in touch with to help you with whatever problem it is that you're having, right? You got some new content? Sure, send it over. Got some of this? Send it over. And then as an example, if it were $500 a month, then we would only need to get, or I would only need to get 6 customers to make that $3,000 a month recurring revenue, right? And then you could see how that could go quickly. I mean, that could grow, right? Well, let's Excel this. Not that. Oh, I don't want to shift cells. I want to make this. Oh, that's way too big. Okay, so let's say, what do you want to say? Cost per customer, or not cost. Income per customer. $500. So say, I'm trying to think here. Okay. So let's say month. We're going to say, this is like how many months, you're in business for, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or like this would be like year 1. And let's say the average rate is 1 new customer per month. So customers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then monthly revenue. So this would equal this times this, right? And you need to stay put. No, not you. Yeah, no, you're the right one. Oh, does it need 2 stars or 2 dollar signs? Okay. And then here we'll just have, at the end of the sheet here, we'll just do, total revenue equals everything in year 1. Okay, so let's go to year 2. So that's the first month. Let's just copy this here. And then now we're at 13 customers, 14, etc. Should be able to just fill that out. So and can I copy this? Yep. And then we expand. And then let's copy this. And then let's just do year 3. Again, this is just, we're not counting how much it's going to cost to build these websites, to maintain them, how much work it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. There's all this kind of stuff. This is total, just straight numbers, just to even think about if this could work. So what are we at? 24 customers, right? So now we're at 25, 26, Oh, that's not right. All right. So you can see the growth projection there, which is not bad, right? But again, then if you have 30 customers, but again, it's only one new website, right? So if you have 30 customers and they're coming in saying like, I need this update, I need that updated, it's not too bad. You can handle that with a couple people on staff. And, you know, if you're making this much money, you know, that's not too bad. Again, this is, you know, I mean, that growth is it's pretty small growth. Like you'd imagine you could get more than one customer a month, but what have you, right? And then the thing too is if you can increase how much you're getting per customer. I mean, if we double the increase, I guess it would probably just double the revenue, right? Yeah, of course. So does this seem like a decent revenue model? I don't know. I don't know. What am I basing this $500 on? I'm basing this on if I was to work with somebody to build a website that, you know, was just kind of a standard, what am I thinking of? Just a standard website. They have a new company. It's almost like, it's just like a forward facing website that they want. Maybe have a blog, you know, nothing crazy at all. You know, that would be between like three and 6,000. I'd say like $5,000, right? Because I'm on stage now. If somebody wants to do work with me, and if it's anything under $3,000, it's just not worth my time because I know it's going to take too much time for me to do it because I like to put forth a lot of effort into building a site. But if I have lots of components that are already built and ready to go, it's like really then I just need to think about the design. And of course, with this, the whole idea and one of the marketing aspects of this would be, it wouldn't be, you know, your website is not going to be like for winning awards or anything like that. It's going to be functional. It's going to do what it needs to do. And, you know, and you're going to be happy with it, I guess you can say. I don't know, that's kind of stupid, but I have to work on the marketing message. But really, look at this thing here. I don't know where I was at. Where was I? I was thinking about the marketing message. Yeah, anyways, that's okay. So yeah, so if it's going to cost you say it's going to cost about $5,000 for the website. I mean, $500 times, 10 months, then, that's the $5,000 right there. Then anything else is just gravy, I guess you can say. But the question also is how much work is it going to be after the fact? Once we have a website that's built, are they just going to bugger off, right? So you can say, is there going to be a minimum contract length? Not contract length, but you know what I mean, right? 12 months. you know, limitations on how much work we do per package. Right? So if it's you know, if it's the base one where it's $500 a month, then it's just like, you know, your standard generic like blog type website. But if you want something more complex, if it's e-commerce or whatever, then it's a little bit more expensive, right? Then maybe the e-commerce is $700 or what have you, and then we run that for you. But then again, I don't even do e-commerce, so I don't think I'd even want to do that because it gets complex. But maybe like I think there's other things, right? Like, I mean, the big thing for me is content creation. I would love to be able to help someone with content creation. But somebody they would have to be able to really want to afford that, right? Because we're talking like, you know, this much per month, right? And I guess they could go month to month, right? But we're talking if it's video or whatever the case may be, you know, we work with you to get all that stuff done. So, but that's not a solopreneur, right? That's the problem. It's like you can't. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you can have that after. Like you think of the homepage of being like your Pixel Media, you know, we help small businesses. You know, you're just studying on your business. Perfect, right? Here's what we have, simple pricing. Here are other services that we do offer that you might want to consider, right? Content creation, boom. Want someone to have high quality, professional looking videos you want, you know, boom. Here's what we do, right? And everything is on a monthly basis. And then if someone says like, oh yeah, I wouldn't want XYZ, we say, okay, well that's gonna take 3 months to do, right? And then it's 15 grand or whatever the case may be. Right. Like it could be graphic design as well, right? Or it's 5,000 per month. So, I mean, there could be, so that's the niche. There's a niche idea of like, hey, I'm going to do this solo entrepreneurs. But then the question is, if you are really kind of okay targeting just the person that wants a website that might have a little bit of money, do you just do a flat fee of X amount of dollars per month for us to develop like a website or whatever? It's like, oh, you know, we charge $5,000 for like Webflow development. Like, do you have something in mind? Do you have a website? Do you have someone that designed something in Figma? But they have like Figma to Webflow now and all that kind of stuff. So, oh God, no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think the idea is to work with people that are literally, you know, noobs when it comes to technology, noobs when it comes to websites. Yes, they can go ahead and figure out how to do it on their own. Give them all the materials and content to be able to figure it out on their own. But if they don't want to do that, hey, you know what? $500 a month, we'll work with you. And maybe it's $500 a month plus, or maybe it's like initial deposit of $2,000 and then it's even cheaper. Maybe it's initial deposit of $2,000 plus $250 a month. So I don't know, something like that, right? So there's some upfront fee for us, you know, building the website. And then, yeah, and then there's it you know, because if someone has to pay up something up front, like it's $2,500, it's not like that's a crazy amount of money. But then if they have a lower monthly fee, that might make it a little bit more palatable, right? Like $2,000 and then $250 per month or $200 per month. That seems pretty reasonable. But then again, is that reasonable for me, right? Like if someone's paying me $200 a month to manage their website, they can't have any more than 1 hour worth of work per month. Otherwise, it's just not viable for me. Unless I hire somebody, right? Unless I hire somebody at, say, $50 an hour. What's where's chat? Where's the chat? Okay. New chat. If I pay someone $50 per hour, what is their yearly salary on average? Right. Okay. So 100K. So if I paid someone 100K, that's paying them $50 per hour. And then, but this is also assuming that I only get 1 hour of work. So if someone gives me, so if a customer gives $200 a month, that would mean that we could only handle like 4 hours of work. Like anything above 4 hours of work means that we'd be losing money for that client. Right. So where's my calculator again? What's 250 times 12? That's $3,000 a year. I think I need to talk to a few people about this and see what they think and see how much they would be willing to pay. I'd have to flesh out the idea a little bit more in terms of what exactly the services that we would provide. Is this niche a good niche? Honestly, when I'm thinking about this is to set up the company in a way that I can hire other employees to do this work for me for the most part. There'll be training and quality assurance. So they can do the design of the websites and the maintenance and all that kind of stuff. And I would create the content that would help drive these new entrepreneurs to the website that are looking to understand how to build websites. So maybe that's the real value of the client too. So maybe I need to not think about it so much in terms of, well, how much am I going to be paying per client and how much are they going to be paying me per website? Because maybe there's so much other value to be had here further on down the line, right? Imagine if I have 100 clients that are paying, okay. I mean, you could get ridiculous with this, right? Obviously, if you have 1,000 clients that are each paying $200 a month, right? That's insane, right? So you're making 2.4 million in revenue. So obviously you're gonna have to hire quite a few people to help manage that or what have you, right? And what did I say? That's like 1,000 clients. So, but the money, I think there's way more money than having 1,000 like-minded entrepreneurs, right? Imagine taking those 1,000 entrepreneurs and saying, hey, I have all these people that are learning how to make a business and running a business. Why don't you guys all come together, join this Pixel community or whatever it is, and learn together how to make business or whatever the case may be, right? And then at that point in time, that's when I can start putting in my 2 cents about like, well, this is how I've built the Pixel brand. This is how I built the Pixel community, all that kind of stuff. That might be, and that could be the way at how I could transition into doing things that are based for people building communities. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. Even getting at 50 clients, say 50 clients. I think I lowered the number to 250 just in my mind. But obviously, and I don't know what, I don't know what people are going to be willing to pay. But I'd like the idea of almost charging, like if you charge a little lump sum right at the start, like 2,500, and then it's like a lot less per month. I think that would be better than like just 500 straight up, right? Because 250 sounds a whole lot more manageable. Like as I was saying before, in terms of what your monthly expenses are, $200, 250, whatever, sounds better than 500. So, and we would need to know what the average lifetime value is of a customer. So if a customer is only going to stay for 1 year, and we want them, to pay $5,000 per year, we would know. So 250 times 12, that's 3,000. So we would want them to spend, 2 or 2,500, 2 to 3,000 up front, and then at 250 a month, right? And then, so, and that 2,500 would really be helpful for cash flow, right? Payment. What am I thinking here? What is this, like a business case or? Jesus, what's the word? Oh my goodness, what's the term? What's the term when you're trying to figure out? Like, well, I had it right here, right? With like this. What is this called? It's it's not the financial statement. Financial viability. Or oh my goodness, I remember like I was struggling with this term like a few weeks ago. Oh my goodness. What the hell? It's like business plan. It's not the business plan. What is it? It's like an idea or a concept or a, come on, keep talking. It'll come. It's like an avenue. Oh my goodness. It's the word or the term for when you make like financial projections or an idea of how you could make money through your business. What the hell is that called? I can't think of it. Oh my goodness, this is killing me. I've done this before too. Payment structure. I mean, so they pay $2,500 up front for the design, and then $250 per month after that. So how much is this? It's like financial plan? No. Concept? Oh my goodness. What is it called when you plan out pricing for a business to determine if it is viable? Pricing strategy. That's not what I'm thinking. Maybe. Ooh. Maybe that is. Maybe it's just the strategy. Jesus, I don't know. Strategy, pricing strategy. And that is 250 times 12, that is 5,500 the first year, then 3,000 per year after that. I think we would have to have maybe different tiers of monthly payments. So for example, like basic 250 is just like, you know, for content updates and you could say like blog posting, basic, and like maybe a pro package. Yeah, see how else could we increase the package here, assuming that they can pay for it, right? That's also the big if. You got to be very careful here. You know what? Simple. I don't think tiers are worth it at the start. Yeah. Because what else could you do, right? Especially if, I mean, we would have to define the types of websites. So you can have your basic, you can have your CMS, is there anything else? I'm going to say we can do the membership, but that is just really for like gated content. Like only. Like within the Webflow limitations. And then, so your basic is 250, CMS. Again, I have to think like a lot more on this year, but let's just say, I don't know. Membership should be probably about the same anyways. That might be a little bit more complicated. Oh, but we can also say see, I'm looking at this and it's already feeling like this is too complicated. Like, is it something like this? Or I think this is stupid. This is getting way too complicated. Way too complicated. The whole idea is to keep this super simple for somebody that doesn't know anything about web design, doesn't know anything about websites, wants to learn how they can make their own, and then hopefully come to the conclusion that, you know what, the amount of time that it's going to take me to figure out how to build this, manage it, blah, 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 I might as well hire these guys that are going to just take all of that stuff off my plate. And then we could also have it. I mean, could you do something super crazy? And this could be risky, I don't know, but offer like, there's no data coming in. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I don't know if I just cut out or not. So anyways, we'll just keep going. What was I saying? Okay, right, 100% money back guarantee. And if you don't like our website or service, you keep the website. At least this is at the start, right? So, right, what am I saying? So, I mean, there's obviously the risk that someone's going to hire us, we'll do a website, and they're like, I hate this. And then they just keep the money, and then that's fine. Where was I going with this? I think I was going somewhere else in this. Oh, right. But I think the point is that offer would make it so ridiculous to not give us a try, because it's like you have nothing to lose. And then from there, they could understand what it's like to work with me or work with my team, and look at the quality service that they're going to be getting out from us. But the problem is I don't want to undercut the industry at all as well and make web designers look out to be bad of offering something like this. But again, this is very niche, right? This is the whole idea. It's like, it's really niche. And I think that if we can get people that are just starting out and we can help them grow, like imagine just like actually helping them grow, then we can have these people in the I don't want to say like in the back pocket of what it is that I'm trying to do, of trying to grow a business. And then if you know that someone helps you grow a business, and as yours is growing, you're going to be more willing to work with them in other aspects, right? So then maybe they're going to want to go to the Pixel, the full-blown Pixel website, right? Where that's where we do content, where, you know, we can help them make videos, we can help them make ebooks, we can help them do all kinds of things, like design special applications, right? Because we do all that kind of stuff as well, or we can do all that stuff, but maybe we just don't say it on our website, right? And then you'll get to know what it is that we do from interacting with us. You know, it's just like top flight service. You know, get a $10,000 website without spending $10,000. I mean, off the bat. And we also want to be speed. Speed is key. You know, whatever. A new website for you within, you know, whatever, 5 days, right? Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Is working on this niche. It's like, so almost thinking like, get them while you're young, right? You hook them right at the start of their journey, their complete start of entrepreneurship. And, you know, this is not like, you know, like Pat Flynn, you know, love the guy, is fantastic. He's all about helping you figure out what it is you want to do, figure out your niche and how to grow and all that kind of stuff, and all kinds of valuable information around that. But this is like hyper focused on, you know, you have a business, you have a small business, great, fantastic, but you need a website. We will build you a website. Like, you don't go to Pat Flynn, Smart Passive Income, and they're not going to build you a website. You come to Pixel, we'll build you a website and we'll manage it for you. You have new content, whatever it is, we will help you every step of the way. We are your tech team that you have at a ridiculously low price. But again, the price has to still be in a price point that is scalable for us as a business, right? So let's elaborate a little bit more on this pricing point. So, or on Oh, goodness. On what I'm thinking here. Okay. So let's insert some more lines. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So what are we going to have? We're going to have the initial payment. And, oh yeah, it's going to screw up everything. That's okay. Initial payment of $2,500. And then monthly payment, let's say $250. Why isn't it money? And right, let's say, I mean, how do we want to grow? Let's say growth. So year one growth is just like one new customer per month. Let's just go like this. Year one. And then year two, we get 2 new customers a month. And then year 3, because we market really hard, we get 1 new customer a week, right? So 4 new customers per month. So let's work with that. Okay. So year 1, you're going to have, so this one we're going to have, let's see if we can make this into formula. We're going to equal this number plus this number, right? And this is going to equal this number plus this number. Right. And so this is going to be kind of like the same, except instead of this number, it's going to be this number. Oop. Plus this number, right? And then this is going to be this plus this number. So that'll be the total number of customers that we would have. Okay, so this needs to go up. Come on. X. Paste. Okay. So year 1, so we have 1 new customer. So this equals this number times this number right. Okay, so let me think now. So this would have to equal, let's say, this minus this, minus this number, yeah, that number minus that number times that. That'll give you how many new customers we have. And then we want to add on the recurring revenue, which is how many customers did we have before, which is the column before times 250, which also needs to do this. So I think that makes sense, right? Yeah, that, every time it's going up by $250 per month, right? Right. So that's correct. So now if I cut and paste this, is it going to work? Oops. Copy, paste. Not quite, because what is this number here? Right, that's not going to work. So, okay, is this working here? This is the amount of new customers. And, okay, so this one, actually, so it's actually C15 minus this number. Okay, and then I want and then this is also cannot be 15, but it should be also, I think it's also this number, right? Yeah, so this time you're increasing by $500 because there's two new what's the word I'm looking for? Two new customers, right? So let me just look at this one here at 20. So it's like you have 18 paying customers at $250 a month, plus two new customers at $2,500. So that's 5,000. That's 9,500. Yeah. Okay. So our math is right. So if we copy this over to this year, okay, I think that should still work because we're going up by 4 new customers. We're going up by $1,000 a month in recurring revenue. It's still pretty low, but hey, what can you do? Because we're doing, that's 4, that's 10,000. Yeah. Right. So I think, I mean, can you get 1 new customer a week? If you're paying that price, how many new websites in the world are made? I don't know. I think it could be possible. There's always new startups, new entrepreneurs, new people joining. Does this make good business sense? And if we, what if we change this number here? I definitely want to change, let's change this. This equals this number equals this number plus this number. Oh, but this number here. Okay. Because what if year 1, we do 2 per year? And then year 2, we go to 4. And then, you know, we double again to 8. Interesting. Yeah. So that you get $500 extra, get 1,000 extra, and then 2,000 extra. Doesn't go as much, but then, I mean, can we do this again for year 4 and 5? Mhm. Insert, insert. And then say you start to slow down. I don't know why. You just do. So what is this number? Right. So this needs to be that plus B7, not B17. All right. B8. And then you get to $1 million at year 5 if you have, and this 12 customers a month. That's one new web design contract every. That's 4 per week, 3 per week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, and then you're maintaining 300 websites. Oh my God. That seems like you're gonna have to put in some crazy systems in place to make sure. And of course, there's gonna be churn as well too, right? But you're gonna have to put some crazy systems in place to make sure that you can track tickets or whatever for that many people. And tickets by means someone's going to submit something, says, hey, I need this website, I need this updated or whatever, and then boom, you just get it done, right? So is that going to be a fun job for somebody to do? I don't know. I mean, there will be some like customer interactions and stuff like that too, right? So getting in touch with them, talking to them, figuring out what their problems are, and just handling their things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Jesus. It's that seems like a crazy way to get to $1 million. It seems like that's a lot you have to sell. But I don't know. Like think of like a gym membership where you have all these different people in your gym. You have to have thousands of people, and when you make thousands of people, that's when you sell it for like hundreds of dollars, and you do make your millions that way. But then you have like 1,000 different customers. I mean, that's why I guess you got to make sure you have your whole customer system process in place, and you have your whole system in place. Can this be done? Should this be done? I mean, the pricing I need to think about the pricing. Like, what if the pricing went to $5,000? Yeah, that brings it up, and like not as much as you would think, but definitely brings up the revenue in the first year. That's for sure. It makes a big difference there. But the monthly payment as well is key. Like if you can bring that up, then we're talking about $2 million, reaching almost $1 million by year 3. If you're charging $500 per month, it's a big difference. Yeah. But I worry that the pricing, like to be honest, I'm worrying that this is too low. I like the niche because this is what we're talking about, right? That this is the point of kind of what I wanted to discuss and brainstorm here is the niche, right? And I think this is my niche. I think I understand people that are small businesses that are just starting out, because that's kind of what I am. And I think it could help me get to this. I think it could help me get there. Because at the end of the day, that's what these people, like, that's what these entrepreneurs are doing, right? They have their skill, they have something that they're good at, and they want to see if they make a living out of it. And we can help make that happen. I mean, what if we change the numbers? I mean, sorry, I'm going off here, but like, what if you change the numbers where it's 5,000 on the front end, and on the back end, it's like 150. Oh, it's interesting. So that lowers it quite a bit. Because now because the more people you get at the end, then it's the recurring revenue that really drives up your profits at the end of the day. All right, so 250. And what if if you could think of something, whereas in year 3, year 4, or even year 2, you add on a different service, right? Like once we get to 50 customers, we have 50 paying customers, 50 customers, we're at 50, we're making $30,000 a month. And you get to that point, you're like, okay, well, I think I've got this down. What else can I offer them? Maybe then you do offer different services to help them out, right? If they want, do they need help with social media? Do they need help with newsletters? What marketing help do they need? Then we can help with that as well too, right? And then you offer additional services. So then all of a sudden, let's put this back to $2,500. All of a sudden, so it's only $1 million. All of a sudden, you go from $250 a month to, well, if we double it to $500 a month, all of a sudden your revenue just skyrockets, right? If you can average that, I'm just thinking of like this, looking at here, 1.8. So you'd have more, it would be like maybe like 1.5 or something, because a majority of them will still be on 250, but you're offering something else. Like say it's even more than that. Say it's like I was thinking $5,000 for somebody who wants to do video work, or, another $500, and then we manage all your social media or whatever. Or maybe it's $1,000 or whatever it is. Probably at that point we can start getting into like real prices, and almost, I don't want to say like real prices, but getting into prices that are not like to get them in, right? This is like you're broke. You're just a new business. You're just a new entrepreneur. You want to make some more money, or you want to make some more money. You want to figure out how to make money, and we'll help you get there as cheaply as possible. That's our service to you. And then hopefully we can generate really good business relationships with these people, with our customers, and provide additional services for them as they grow. And then, because they have more money, because we can see what's going on, then we can be like, okay, well, it's going to cost, those services are going to be a lot more because they're super personalized. And I think that's the thing too. Like, I don't know. This feels, I think I can convince myself that it's fair, right? We're talking about $5,500, right? 250 times 12, that's $3,000, right? So that's $5,500 for a website. If they sign on for a year, that's a pretty good deal. And then and then everything else is just gravy. And the idea is hopefully that people wouldn't ask for too much work. And if they do, maybe we can have it where they can have so many requests per week or something like that. But then again, if they don't have very much content, it's not going to be a lot of work. If someone's like, oh, here's a blog post, just put it up on the site for me, or here's my, I just need to change this word or whatever. Like, it doesn't take long. It's not a lot of time, right? So 250 plus, I mean, obviously there's hosting fees associated with that, which we're gonna have to eat as well too, right? But say it's $200 that we can get. So can we limit that to 2 hours of work per client per month? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to find out. I think so, to be honest. And again, if we're using our tools that we have developed in-house that are going to help us, get these tools out the door or get these websites out the door very, very fast and efficiently, then $2,500 is not bad. I mean, okay, we'll do some research. We'll take a look at other websites. We'll see what they're doing, see how much they're charging. So I think I've seen a few of them that are like, hey, we'll do some site for you really quick. It'll be like $5,000 and then away you go. But then again, but that's all you get. You only get, they just hand it to you and then you're done with it, right? So this way, at least you get more. It's like we're there with you, right? We're part of the team. I think that's the real differentiator between any other company that I know of anyways that's out there that just builds websites and then you're off on your own, right? And it'd be great to have things where we'd have this list of all these customers that we have, and we could say, you know, we're having these seminars, we're having this we're just teaching these different things, and come and join us. You know, it's completely free, all this kind of stuff. Like, we can grow a community that way as well too. So yeah, I think I could be onto something. That's the niche. And then it fits with what I'm passionate about, in that I could get into teaching, because obviously I'll be creating content, which is what I want to do, of helping people. And then it's also like super easy to know now that it's like I'm targeting the complete absolute noob, right? So if that's the target, then it's pretty easy to understand what the hell it is I need to build, what content I need to make. And yeah, I think this could work. Okay, what do I need to do? I need to make note, because I need to reach out to some people, some small business owners that I know, that I'm experimenting with different pricing structures and different strategies, and I want to know what they think, and I'll get their feedback, and then I'll go from there. So I might reach out to a few people today, see if I can get their feedback, and go from there. Yep. Perfect. Okay, what do you think? If anybody's watching this, let me know. Let me know what you think. Of course, someone's going to watch this. At the end of the day, in 3 years, when we've built $1 million company, everyone's going to be watching these videos, because they're going to be like, how did this guy do it? How did he build a company that generates $1 million of revenue? And this might be the video which highlights kind of putting in some numbers and just seeing what happens. And then here we are, a company that's making $1 million a month. Oh, geez. $1 million a year. So what are we going to work on tomorrow? I don't know. I think maybe we could, tomorrow, let's work on adding more details to our pricing plan for our niche audience. Or do we need to? Adding more details, or let's work on our financial plan for building websites for our niche audience. Yeah, something like that. That could work. Let's pin that. Okay. So that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll see what we can do in terms of solidifying or thinking more about our audience, about our niche, and if this actually is going to be viable. And we'll try to do a little bit more analysis into what it would take to manage a group of a lot of websites. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of work to flesh this out. I'm going to email some people and see if I can get some feedback, and then we can kind of discuss that tomorrow, which would be kind of cool. And of course, tomorrow's Friday. So yeah, happy almost Friday. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.